What's going on, guys? This is my new favorite rod. This is the Megabass Levante F3 6'7" casting rod. This is the JDM version. They don't sell this in the American version. You can tell it's the JDM version by that little scoop in the foregrip here for your fingers. That's only in the JDM version. So this rod, just if you're wondering, I had to get, you cannot find this on Tackle Warehouse. You got to get this at the Hookup Tackle. They have like more extensive models through their JDM distributors, etc. But this rod, man, this rod is so interesting. So the problem I found myself in is recently I've been getting super into BFS, recently like past few years. So BFS, you start fishing small swim baits, you start fishing, little worms, little crankbaits. The problem I was having is out of my kayak, I fish in a lake that, regularly gets down to 25, 30 feet of water, and I'm catching fish that deep. And when you're fishing with a small little head and a small little itty bitty hook on a small little itty bitty rod, it's not the best recipe for deep water or lake fish. You don't get the best hookups. It's really good for like pond hopping and kind of flipping and skipping around. But I really wanted to be able to fish like a 2.8 Kitech on an underspin in my lake. I wanted to get a full bomber cast. I wanted to get it all the way down to the bottom in 25 foot of water. I wanted to fish Nico rigs in 20 foot of water and get effective hook sets. I wanted to kind of, up my BFS game into the actual kind of functional finesse realm, not just flicking around small lures, which is a ton of fun as well. So then I kind of went out to find a rod that would slot just above my current BFS rod. So I had a light action Dobbin Sierra ultra finesse rod, and that rod is so much fun, but it was just missing a slight amount of power that I wanted to truly set those like shaky head hooks, wacky rig hooks, swim baits in deep water. Like I said earlier, I was just kind of not getting solid positive hook sets, and it was making me nervous. I was losing fish, so I wanted something a step above. So that Dobbins rod is a 1 power. If this was a US rod, this would be like a 2 power, a medium light. In the Megabass world, they call it an F3. The reel that I put on this is the Daiwa Tatula SV70 T-Wing. I know it's a mouthful, but this reel is also kind of matches with this rod perfectly stylistically because it's not a BFS reel, but it is small. It does have a small spool. It does have a shallow spool, so it allows you to cast those lighter lures effectively. These two together, man, this has like revitalized my pond fishing fun. It's like the perfect blend of like functionality meets versatility meets fun. It's not so silly lightweight that you can't actually fish, full-size lures on it and actually fish effectively or fish in grass. But it's not so overpowered to where it's just not fun to catch like a 1 or 1.5 pound bass. And it's kind of in that perfect realm where you can fish some single hook baits really effectively. You can fish some treble hook baits really effectively without compromising on either. So today I wanted to go over some of the baits that I've found extremely effective on this rod and just kind of share my like enthusiasm for this size rod, which I feel like doesn't get a lot of love. I feel like we have kind of like the medium 7-foot medium heavy is like the all around rod for bait casting, and then you jump all the way down to BFS, and there's kind of this gap in the middle of like functional finesse, actual lake sized finesse. You guys will see what I mean in a second. Let's get into some of the baits that I've been fishing on here. So on this rod and reel combo, by the way, I'm fishing it with 20-pound braid to a 8 or 10-pound monofilament leader. That's just kind of like, just in general, as you're hearing all these recommendations. So I'm throwing things as light as this Jackal Rhythm Wag. This is the 3.5-inch version, not the 4.5. This is like a 4 to 5 gram lure. I can cast this on this setup and work it very effectively. So I'm talking really, really finessey stuff right here. Like this is like, bait finesse level. All the way up to, this is the Megabass. This is not the 6-inch mag draft. This is the 5-inch mag draft. You wouldn't be able to throw the 6-inch, but the 5-inch mag draft comes with a size 4 hook, and it's 3/4 ounce. So the rating on the rod only goes up to a 1/2 ounce. I think that is way undervalued. I throw this 3/4 ounce bait Literally, it does not feel like it's stressing the rod at all. It is fully within its capabilities there. Now, I wouldn't throw a 3/4 ounce single hook rig. This is a 3/4 ounce all in bait with the plastic, with the hook, with the weight, with the hardware. And the key here is when you set the hook, you're setting into a size 4 treble. You don't have to drive home like a jig hook. So just keep that in mind when I say weight ranges. The style of bait with that weight also matters a lot. Okay, so we're going from baits this small to baits this big and this heavy, all on the same rod and the same setup. Some other baits that I found in between that work amazing, a couple hard baits for you. Any of your 1/4 ounce poppers, this is a Megabass Pop X. This is like right in the bread and butter for it. This is like what the rod is made for. It's perfect for like a little Pop X. But it can also flex up, and you can actually fish a lot of your 1/2 ounce trebles on it. So this is the Megabass Giant Dog X. These are size 4 hooks as well. You could set the hook on this. This is probably like the higher end of it. But any of your like Vision 110s, Vision 110 Juniors, all of those baits fish phenomenally on this rod. It's truly amazing. And, you know, while I'm talking about this little bait here, your little Jacko Rhythm Wag, this is just the lightest example that I made. This is also a great rod for like a small power shot or a small Texas rig or a shaky head or a wacky rig. All of these baits fish beautifully on this rod. It's like, it's actually like shocking how many baits when I tie them on and throw them around, I'm like, that feels right. And then I'm landing fish and I'm having a blast doing it. So much fun. And then the real shocker here, this is the real shocker that I've had. I have been throwing the Baby Jack jackhammer on this rod. Now, not in any weight. This isn't going to be your chatterbait rod, but in the 1/4 ounce, you can really get away and have a ton of fun in some ponds with that 1/4 ounce Baby Jack. Because that hook is a little bit lighter wire, and because this rod does have a little bit of meat to it, because it's not a light, it's a medium light, so it still has a little bit of meat to it. If you lock down your drag a little bit, you can still have a ton of fun with a chatterbait and get on a chatterbait bite all in one rod. Man, this rod has been such a blast for me. It's been so much fun kind of going to these ponds and just have a rod that's like so fun to fish with, but also can truly fish the lures that I need to use to get the bites. I don't have to be scared of like grass or hooking a bigger fish. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope that was insightful. This is a rod that really doesn't get as much love as it deserves. Oh, it's also 6'7", which is so fun. You can really get up and under the trees. You don't have to worry about, you know, needing a ton of space overhead to make casts. It's just all around such a fun and well-balanced rod. I hope it gets a little bit more love. A lot of those JDM models aren't really known about because they're not available on Tackle Warehouse, but if you go to the hookuptackle.com, you'll see a bunch of different JDM models there. I'm really itching to try out some more models. This is currently the only one that I have, but I've had such a blast with it. I'm definitely going to try some more. If you guys have any other questions on this rod or any other questions for me, leave them down in the comments. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Have a good one. See you in the next one.